Welcome to Caseback Watches. My name is Tim, and in this episode I have the pleasure to present you two very interesting summer watches. I mean, we're in a crazy situation here. It's end of February, Northern Europe, and outside it's 18 degrees. In the sun you can go with a t-shirt or something like that. So we have a perfect summer day, end of February. I've never seen anything like that in my entire life. At the same time, the government tells us, you know what, guys? Holidays or vacations this summer could be difficult. Prepare yourself for having your vacations in your own country or even in your own city. And so, yeah, very complicated, very strange situation. We want to go out, we want to discover sun, beaches and the nice sights of the world, and at the same time we have to stuck here. And my way to cope with this is just enjoy the things in my reach. I'm playing a lot of guitar, I'm working with leather, I do beautiful things, and it happens to be that I'm a watch lover, and manufacturers and other persons send me beautiful watches, and this really helps to cope with the situation. On my wrist here is the brand new Mandala from Second Hour Watches from Australia, and I enjoy it immensely in those days. And I have another watch I want to show you in this video. Both watches are a little bit connected to the summer with this beautiful vibe here and beautiful specifications and relatively affordable. And so in this video I want to present you the Mandala in the light box in a minute. And the second watch comes from France. This is the Yema Navygraf. Here it is. This is the second watch for this video. And yes, those are the two watches I've announced in one of my last videos. Those watches who had massive trouble with the snowstorm and with German customs. But now they're here, and now I have the pleasure to show you everything in detail. This is not an affiliate video, so I will be absolutely open here. I will share the positives and one or two little negatives. But overall, after a couple of days of wearing time, I can tell you that they are overall good picks in my eyes. I mean, I'm not extremely 100% positive on this channel, but I don't order watches I don't like, because it would be an absolutely waste of time, right? And another little announcement here. I think we could make another Q&A video. And so if you have a question regarding watches, regarding style, the situation, life, then don't hesitate, just put it in the comments, and in one of my next videos I will answer your questions then. Okay, let's begin with the first piece. This is the Second Hour Watches Mandala, brand new Mandala with a bright blue here on the dial. There are several versions out there, but this is the no date blue version, the bright blue version. And first, let's go over the basics here. We have a stainless steel watch. 40 millimeters is the case diameter. The length overall is 45 millimeters, 10.3 millimeters thick, and the lug width is convenient 20 millimeters. The piece has a screw-down crown and a sapphire with 6 layers anti-reflective coating, watertight up to 100 meters. And the entire watch has a coating, a scratch-resistant steel coating. Solid end links, and inside is a Miyota, the well-known Miyota 93.9 without date function. Exhibition Caseback, there you have it. And this bracelet here, we will speak about that. Available is, I think, also a leather strap for this watch. And this watch will be on Kickstarter in March the 18th in 2021, of course. Early bird price is $420 US, and the retail price after that will be $560 US. So we're talking here a smidgen under 500 euros, but if you order this from Europe or America, then of course you have to pay customs. And when it first arrived, I thought, this is the watch to cheer me up in dark times, because there's so much going on, and it's cheerful in a way, a pleasant look you have here. By the way, my fingers are a little bit inky, very sorry for this, but I don't like to work with gloves. So very pleasant dial, very funny dial in a good way, lots of details going on, and so it was really a pleasure to wear this piece. I think 3 or 4 days I've worn this, but the first time I've worn it on leather, because I thought this, I don't know, it's, for me this really is a watch more for leather, although today I'm wearing it here with this bracelet, which I also like. And very special is the dial, as you can see. There are some textures here and some interesting facets and everything. Very interesting hands, by the way, with a massive amount of lume. The lume in general is massive on this watch, as you can see. A little bit strange is that you have strong indices at the position 12, this is normal, but also on 4 and on 8. This was a little bit strange, and I have no idea why they've done this, but to be honest, for me this is absolutely fine. Underlines this playful character of the watch. And I also love the second hand with this beautiful lume splint there. And the little minus for me is the font of the Mandala. This, to me, it looks extremely 90s. But take this, please, as my personal taste. I couldn't reason why it's not a good font for this watch. I just felt a little bit like in Melrose Place or Baywatch, TV series like that with that font. But I think many people absolutely like that. And interesting is the color. This is a very bright blue. And on the first day, I thought, this is too little blue here. I mean, I cannot see really the blue. But then I went outside and then it was completely different. The blue just sparkled and played with the sun. And so I was very happy with it, because Peter Sargentson, the owner of Second Hour Watches, asked me if I want this one or the salmon dial. And then later I thought, salmon dial, this would be way better, but now I've ordered this blue one. But you know what? I'm really happy that I've ordered the blue one. I mean, I have to give this watch back, of course, but I can enjoy it a couple of days. And it's just beautiful how this blue behaves in nature. And what I also find really interesting and nice is the case form. I'm sort of a fetishist when it comes to case forms. I want interesting angles and facets and forms. And this you see here. This you absolutely see here. And note that the lugs are relatively short lugs, so even I can wear this 40mm watch, which is often not the case. But it wears relatively small, relatively comfortable on the wrist. You will see this in a minute. The bracelet, to be honest, I've forgotten how to call this type of bracelet. Yeah, I mean, basic standard bracelet, and this means nowadays close to perfection. The manufacturing quality of bracelets is absolutely gorgeous nowadays, and so you can see here solid end links. You cannot see any form of stretch or something like that. It's just a really, really good bracelet with the normal clasp, as you can see. And my only slight criticism is here that the form is not the most elegant, but this is the type of bracelet. I like my bracelets a little bit tapered. Is this correct English? Tapered here, a bit narrow. This would be nice, because I feel the watch has its elegance, but yeah, maybe it's a little bit too wide here, this bracelet. Maybe, I don't know. This is a slight criticism here, but again, this can reflect my taste and not the quality of the watch. Here's the Second Hour logo. Looks very Swissish, this Second Hour logo. And now let's operate it. Screw down crown. By the way, the crown is interesting. Do you see this texture here? Interesting texture on the crown. You can polish your fingernails with it. No, we will not do this. Disgusting, man, disgusting. And so you can unscrew it, of course. There it is. I mean, Miyota, right? It's without a ghost position, by the way, so don't worry. You have one position for the hands. Works fine. Provides hand winding as well. And yeah, let's screw it down, and there you are. Very cool thing, very good package. By the way, the packaging of Second Hour watches is basic, I would say. This is you get just this box thing here. Let me rearrange the camera, and that's it. And now let's put it on the wrist. 17cm wrist. White shirt today, and there it is. Look at this. I mean, it's a big watch for me. It's really a big watch, but it's not too big. I feel that it sits very well on my 17cm wrist here because of those short lugs. Very comfortable feeling, very comfortable feeling. And so I will continue to wear this watch today, and tomorrow it will go back. And so Second Hour watch is Mandala, and now let's go to the next piece. Yema Navygraf Maxi dial. What means Maxi dial? I will explain you this in a second. This is the package with this nice texture here. I must say I like it. It reminds me a little bit of old bags from the 60s rather. And here it is. Same thing. I put it out of the box and I decided to wear it a couple of days on leather. Because I wanted it on leather. I cannot explain this. This is sheer taste. But here you see the Maxigraf. And Maxigraf, to tell you this in the beginning, are those markers, all the indices and the 12-hour marker. They are very, very big, and this means here Maxi, okay? And the specifications here are a bit different. We have a steel case with 39 millimeter case diameter. The length is 47 millimeters, so it's a little bit longer than the Mandala, although the case diameter is smaller. Those are important points, ladies and gentlemen. And the thickness is 12 millimeters and 19 millimeter lug width. 19 lug width. It's watertight up to 300 meters, so this is really a robust piece. You could go diving with that. It has a sapphire crystal and a sapphire bezel, so absolutely scratch resistant. Screw down crown, of course, and inside it's the Yema 2000 in-house caliber with 28,800 beats and 29 jewels, offers a power reserve of 42 hours. And they say this is a vintage-inspired watch. It goes back to some watches in the 80s. Yeah, they know how to play with colors back then, and you can see this here on this watch. Black dial, yes, matte black, but with massive accents here in red. There you see the Navygraf and the Yema logo. And yeah, the functionality is pretty basic. You have this 120 click bezel, which is a bit loose, I must say, a bit loose. I don't know if this is again my taste, because I'm used to watches with super tight bezels, but somebody told me that actually a super tight bezel is very hard to use underwater. And so if you really want to use this watch underwater, it's good that the bezel is a little bit loose. And what I also find very enjoyable, here's the case form again. See this? This looks really like a piece of equipment. You have this base plate here and then this cylinder type encasing of the actual watch body and the dial and everything. So very, very interesting to look at. Drilled lug holes, which is good because it's a strap monster, I think. By the way, the Mandala is a strap monster as well. And here it's extremely hard to change this bracelet because of the short lugs. This is really some, yeah, small minus, but at the same time, lug holes here, I don't know if this is necessary, right? But here it's very handy. It's very handy. But there's also a nice bracelet on it, I must say. This oyster type bracelet here, entirely brushed, as you can see. Very good look. I will show you this on the wrist in a minute as well. Let's open the clasp. There it is. Again, modern bracelet, solid end links, massive, good working clasp. And I like this 19 millimeters. Yeah, it's odd because I've complained so many times about 19 millimeters, but sometimes I have to learn here something new. Sometimes it really is a bit better. Or yeah, but maybe it's only my taste. I'm not sure. Tell me in the comments, please, what do you think? This 20 or this 19? Not entirely sure. The crown here, screw down crown as mentioned, with crown guards and the Yema logo on it. Caseback has a nice decoration with the Yema logo as well, as you can see. And so overall, good dimensions, good features, good measurements, pleasure on the wrist, as you will see in a minute. Let's operate it. Let's unscrew the crown. And unfortunately, now you have a position 1, because they have, I think they have this Yema caliber, this in-house caliber, with a date function. And here you have a date function, but with the watch comes without a date. And so ghost position. This is not a crime. Many manufacturers do it or have done it. I think I had a Stover once from the early 2000s with a ghost position. They got rid of this now. And maybe this would be a good next step for Yema, for the movement, to develop something without a ghost position. So position 2 here is now setting the time. Feels absolutely precise and good. Hacking seconds. Provides hand winding. Feels great. By the way, feels great. And so this is the Yema 2000 movement. And I've heard now that people complained a bit that the in-house movement, in-house caliber is a deal breaker for them because not every watchmaker can fix the watch. This, or service the watch. This might be absolutely true, but at the same time you find the same amount of people who like in-house calibers because they say it makes the watch a little bit more special. And the question for me here is, what's the price for servers at Yema's? If you know, put it in the comments, please. I don't think, or I don't know if they are so pricey. I mean, out there, I've said this several times, there is a service mafia, and I clearly see this as a racket with ridiculous prices for little fix and or services, but I don't know this in case of Yema. So if you know, let us know. Okay, let's put this watch on the wrist now. 39, but a bit longer. And by the way, I haven't shortened the bracelet, so this bracelet is now huge because the system here is different with pins, and yeah, I didn't feel comfortable to alter it. But here you can see the appearance on a 17 centimeter wrist. The bracelet is huge, as you can see. Little elephant could enjoy this watch. But the look is very cool, I think. And as you can see, it goes well with a white shirt. It will go well, of course, with t-shirts or polos or everything. And I really like the look of the 90 millimeters. Strange. I mean, people would say now he lost his mind. He's complained so many times about 90 millimeter bracelets, but here is just perfect. Just perfect. So price for this watch here is 750 US dollars, or about, what is it, 700 euros in that region. They have a little discount here, I've read, 10% off until March the 2nd. And so if you watch this video early and you want to purchase this watch, then yeah, maybe this is some good information for you. And now let's put them side to side, and now you can see that this is the bigger diameter, but this is a bit shorter than the Yema. And the Yema comes with a 90 millimeters, and here you can study those differences, those details. And I cannot really say what I like more, which dimensions I like more. I like both watches, as mentioned. They are extremely different in genre, of course, but I can imagine both in the summer on the beach or doing sport or something like that. And so this is, of course, more elegant. I think I would fancy this one, if you ask me, because this is closer to my daily life. But this is, of course, absolutely personal, and you can decide differently. Nice one, right? In those moments here, I really realize what kind of privilege it is to run a YouTube channel with a certain size. Very, very, very cool. And now let's go back. Okay, welcome back. As announced, if you have a question for the next Q&A video, put it here in the comments. I think I could play a bit of guitar in this video. I'm working on interesting titles, not by me, but old classics. But some of them are extremely complicated to learn, I have to say. But I think I'm ready when the Q&A video comes out. So if you have a question, don't hesitate. And if you like what I'm doing here, if you like Caseback watches the channel, then please consider a subscription. It's enormously helpful for me and encouraging, so I would be glad if you can do this and give me a thumb up here. And if you want to have sneak previews, then please join me on Instagram. And now let me thank you very much for your attention, and maybe until next time.